Guys, when the power goes out, a lot of people rely on portable power stations to keep their fridge, their lights, their internet, and many other devices going. But when that battery dies, folks believe that that's it. The lights are going to go out, the fridge is going to die, and there's no way to recharge it unless you have a generator. Today, I'm going to show you how we can use our car as a generator to very effectively recharge a portable power station, and we can do it a lot faster than solar or even traditional generators can. Let's go ahead and pull the car inside and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. We'll hook it up and we'll demonstrate it. Modern engines like this Toyota 4Runner have alternators that are very efficient at keeping the battery charged and providing electrical power for the rest of the car. But what if we could tap into that in a different way to really charge a power station faster and more effectively? Now in front of me today we have the OUPES Mega 1. This is a really compact, powerful power station. It is a 2,000 watt pure sine wave inverter, and it has a 1,024 watt hour battery. We're going to pull a still image up on the screen just so you can see it a little bit clearer. But basically what we're dealing with here are two USB-C outputs, 4 USB-As, 4 standard 20 amp AC outlets, a car cigarette lighter charger, and 2 barrel ports in terms of power output. And let me just show you real quick. We're going to turn the microwave on, and let me pull the camera in so you can get a real close-up look at the screen and see how much power we're pulling. Okay, so you can see right here on the screen that we're at 66% capacity. Let's go ahead and just turn the microwave on and see where we're at. So taking a look at the right side of the screen, you can see we're pulling some pretty significant wattage. We're pulling 1,700 watts, give or take, and at this runtime, at this power draw, we're going to have about 18 minutes of power. Now we're not fully charged and the microwave is not going to run for 20 minutes, an hour at a time. In fact, we're just doing a 30-second cycle. But the reason this comes into play is when your power station eventually depletes, whether you're powering a light, a refrigerator, a microwave, or whatever device it is, you're going to need to recharge it. Now this OUPES unit, if we're looking at the side, this has what a lot of portable power stations have. In fact, pretty much all portable power stations have this. There is some type of input for solar. In this case, these are Anderson ports. Sometimes you have XT60s, sometimes you have MC4 connectors. Then we have a plug for a regular AC outlet. So you have 2 ways to recharge this power station. But what if there was a third way that didn't involve either of these? Because solar is very dependent on sun. If you don't have sun, you can't recharge it. And AC is obviously dependent on AC. And if you have a power outage, you don't have AC, which is why you're using the power station. So maybe you have a gas generator, but maybe you don't. So what else can we use to charge this? So let's turn it around and look at a feature that this power station has, and I'll tell you exactly how else we can charge this. If we're looking at the side here, it says extra battery port. So you might think, okay, I can hook up an extra battery to this. And that is correct. But what we're going to do today is we have a special cable from OUPES and an alternator charger, and I'm going to show you just how quickly and easily you can turn your car into a generator to charge this just as fast as AC power and even faster than solar. Now this is an alternator charger and it's made by OUPES specifically for that unit, the Mega 1. And what this is not really a transformer per se, but it's a DC to DC converter. So your car's alternator puts out 12 volts DC. There's a lot of excess in the alternator, especially when you're driving at highway speed, you're going on a road trip, and that extra power tops off the battery, and the rest of it just sits there in case you need it. A device like this alternator charger takes that 12 volts DC and it boosts it to a higher DC voltage and then converts it to a higher wattage. So you can charge that power station really effectively, really efficiently, and really fast. And so if you don't have a portable generator at home or solar panels, you can take that power station and throw it in your car, let it charge for about an hour, and then you're back to full. So let me take this, let's take the cables, let me demonstrate how it works. Now what we have here is really quite simple. We have the alternator charger itself. We have a cable right here, and what this cable is and how it works is this end is going to plug into the power station, and this end is going to plug into the alternator charger. Then we have a second cable, and this is going to connect to your positive and negative battery terminals of your vehicle. You're going to route the cable however you want in your specific car, and then you're going to take this end and plug it into the other end of the alternator charger, and that's it. And then you're going to look at your power station, you're going to see how fast that's going to recharge, and why this is actually a great solution to turn your car with 15, 20 gallons of gasoline into a portable generator. A lot of viewers look at this and they say, well, I don't see why I need this. Give me a scenario why this would be really helpful for me. I have a portable power station, or maybe I don't, I'm going to buy one. But why do I need this? Why is this helpful? Well, here's a scenario. You live in an apartment, a co-op, even a house. You don't have a generator, but you want to have a power supply, so that way when you lose power, you can keep your fridge going, your lights going, the modem, the router, whatever it is. So you buy a power station like this OUPES Mega 1 or whatever you want. And it works great for 15 hours, 16 hours, 20 hours. And then the battery dies. Well, what do you do next? Now the answer to that question is, if you have solar panels, you can set them up, put them on your lawn, plug the cables in. But the second you start getting shade, your charging capacity is going to become greatly reduced. Or maybe it's raining, or it's snowing, or it's just a cloudy day. So solar might not be an option. So you say, okay, maybe I have a generator. All right, the generator solves some problems, but it introduces other ones. Do you have enough fuel to run the generator? Can you run it safely? Is it raining? Does the HOA allow it? Do you live in an apartment? And if you do, where are you going to run the generator? Do you maintain it? Will it even start? So let's say that's not an option. Okay, you can take the power station and bring it somewhere that has electricity, and maybe you could charge it that way. That's kind of inconvenient. So this alternator charger gives you a different option. When you deplete the battery reserve, you take it downstairs or outside or wherever to your car, which presumably has gasoline in it, because you should always keep some gasoline in your car. Start the car, go run some errands, go pick up some food, go do whatever you need to do, and while you're doing that, you're charging the power station. And then in about an hour later, take the power station back inside, plug all your devices in, and you're good to go. Installation is very straightforward and very easy. Really all we need is a small socket set, and we're just using that to take the positive and negative bolt off your battery. We're going to take the cables and hook them up. As you can see, it is protected by an inline fuse, which is exactly what you want on the positive side and very close to the battery. So I've moved over to the battery right now, and I'm at the negative terminal, and I'm basically just going to loosen the bolts here on both the negative and the positive, and then I'm going to go ahead and take those cables and hook them right up to the battery. And then we're going to move over to the alternator charger itself, and I will show you how easy that is to plug in. So now that I've got the two cables hooked up, I'm just going to go ahead and make sure that these bolts are nice and secure. And the reason you want these nice and secure is you don't want any heat building up because of a loose connector. And then I also want to mention that when you are using this, your vehicle engine obviously should be running. And I think it would be very helpful to be driving at, 30 miles an hour. Maybe you're using the highway. You want the engine RPM to be high enough so that way your alternator is producing a good amount of electricity. I'm going to go ahead and post the link to where I got the alternator charger and the power station, but I also want to point out that this is a smart alternator charger in so much as it takes power from the alternator and it charges the power station, but it can also do the reverse and take power from the power station and help recharge your car battery if you have a low car battery. Okay, now to actually hook this up is very simple. We're just going to take a look here and we can see that this right here has number 1, and on this side it has number 2. So number 2 is going to be going out to your portable power station. So we're going to take this cable right here and we're going to plug this right in, just like that. And then we're going to take this very heavy duty cable, and I'm just going to take the Velcro strap off, and we're going to take this cable with this end, and we're going to go ahead and open up that door again that we were just talking about earlier, and we're just going to plug it right in until it clicks into place. There we go. Now, the alternator charger itself has illuminated. What I want to do right now, though, before I plug the power from the vehicle into here, is I want to start the vehicle because, as I said, the engine should always be running. Okay, now hopefully you can hear me over the loud sound of the engine, and it is very bright, so it's going to be hard to see the screen, but we'll pull the camera in closer. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm plugging this in to the alternator charger. The light has come on green, and let me go ahead and take the camera off the tripod so we can take a look and see exactly what is going on here on the screen itself. Okay, it's very bright outside, so what I've done is I've tried to turn the camera around and the screen a little bit just so you can see. And basically what we're doing here is we're inputting 751 watts from our alternator charger. Our battery is at 65%. And we're going to be fully charged in 30 minutes. And I'm not even really driving right now, so the alternator is spinning at a lower speed. As soon as I start to drive and the RPMs come up, we're going to pull in even more power. So I hope that this is clearly demonstrating to you just how fast this is going to charge. Now, a lot of power stations say they can charge from the cigarette lighter port, and that's correct. But I want to point out, from the cigarette lighter port, you're going to get a much, much slower charge. And in fact, it would probably take you about 15 to 20 hours to charge this battery. whereas with the alternator charger, you're going to be charging to full in 30 minutes. Now I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real fast. I went ahead and I bought this online because I have another OUPES unit that I bought about a year ago that I really like. So if we're looking online, the alternator charger at the time of this filming is about $250 on sale from $500, and the Mega one with the alternator charger is a combo unit for $529. I'm going to go ahead and post links to this online where I bought it, as well as if I can secure any discount codes, although the price right now is pretty cheap. But everything's going to be in the description. And I think you can see from the installation that this was really very easy to install. It's literally, you take the cable, you undo the positive and negative terminals, you hook it up, route the cable however you want, or if you just want to use this, as necessary, you can hook this up and disconnect it whenever you need. Plug the cable into here, plug the cable from here into the unit, and that's it. You just start charging. And you can see from the input, that's 800 watts of input. We were at like 790. And try to do that with solar panels. And I'm telling you, because I have solar panels, you need perfect sun, it has to be perfect weather, and you need to buy 800 watts of solar panels. And you can do that, but you need to store those, you need to plan for that. And like I said, if it's nighttime and your power station runs out, plug it into the car, charge it back to full, you're good to go. If it's nighttime and it runs out and you're using solar, well, that's a whole different problem. Guys, there's a lot of solutions. This is one of them. I wanted to show this to you because I like to have multiple backup solutions. So if my power station depletes to zero, I can use solar, I can use a generator, I can take it to a friend's house that has power, or I can plug it into my car. I hope you found this video helpful. Do me a favor, if you have questions about either the alternator charger, the Mega 1, power stations in general, OUPES in general, whatever your question is, leave it in the comments. I will do my best to answer it. I answer all questions. This is my second OUPES unit. Like I said, I have the Exodus 2400. Got that about a year ago. That's been performing great. So I wanted to get something a little bit smaller that I could take with me on road trips. And it just so happened to have a compatible alternator charger. I love alternator chargers. I have another one that I'm putting in my Jeep. This one is going in my Toyota. So that's why I picked it up. Thanks so much for watching. Hope this was helpful. I'll see you in the next one.